with that, welcome everyone to Play to Lose, a DaiSugaIwaOi one-shot, fluff for the most part, but with a little bit hurt comfort. A wonderful suggestion from Air. Thank you so much. I hope you will like it, and I'm very sorry that it took so long. I'm quite stressed with finals, but without further ado, we will get to this video, and I hope you all enjoy it so much. Have you ever had struggles finding good Haikyuu merch or anime merch in general? Because I for sure did. It can be hard, but this shop offers amazing merch. Like, I'm literally obsessed with the Haikyuu merch. They have the cutest hoodies ever. Now, if you want to get 10% off, click the link in the description. They offer me a collaboration, which is literally amazing, and you support my channel this way. So, win-win. Let's go. The clicking of shoes on the hard ground filled the air, accompanied by the rustling of bags, items being grabbed and put carelessly into carts, and a buzz of voices. In the background played a gentle tune that didn't fit the busy atmosphere. From somewhere he heard a kid screaming and flinched. After his initial instinct to run away passed, he briefly wondered if he should check up on the child, but it was put to rest as he heard the scolding of what must be their parents, that they had enough sweets at home. His head snapped around again when just in the aisle next to them someone cursed not so quietly under their breath. It followed the low thud of something being dropped to the ground. He tried to compose himself when a rather tall man entered the aisle, and despite not looking at him at all, Suga immediately felt the desire to get away. For a brief moment, memories of Ito towering over him flashed before his eyes, and he stumbled backward. In his hurry, he didn't realize where he was going and collided with the person next to him. His heart jumped in his chest, momentarily forgetting that he hadn't come here alone. Koshi, what? Aikawa saw the terror in the usually so gentle brown eyes, and immediately his head snapped up to assess the situation. He had been careless. His focus had been entirely on the items in front of him. Step by step, he looked at Suga to assure himself that he wasn't in the fangs of a panic attack just yet. If so, he'd have the chance to pull him out of it before it even started. Hey, Koshi, it's me. Just me. Do you recognize me? Suga's eyes found his as he nodded slowly. It took a moment, but the comforting familiarity slowly filled his heart as the satyr spoke to him with the same gentle tone he always used if one of his partners was distressed. The same hazel eyes that reflected so much ambition on the court and so much devotion at home. The same face that always smiled brightly at him. The same fluffy brown hair that felt so soft between his fingertips. Good. Just follow me. Don't look anywhere else. Just look at me. I'll keep you safe. He took Suga's hand in his while carrying the basket with the other and led him away, out of the aisle with the tall man, past the one where someone had dropped something, and away from the whining child. Suga tried following his words and focusing on him alone, but his anxiety wouldn't allow it. His gaze searched hectically through the room to spot any kind of threat as early as possible. He tried calming himself from the rising panic, but as soon as it started, it was futile until he was home. Defeated, he let his gaze fall to the ground as the voices around him overwhelmed his thinking. All he could do was rely on Aikawa to get him out of here, holding on to him like a lifeline. He couldn't think, otherwise he would panic. Haikyuu led him to the house, closing the door with a quiet click, and locked it to make him feel safer. He had left the groceries at the store in favor of getting him out of there as quickly as possible. I'm sorry. There's nothing you'd have to be sorry about. I'll text Iwa to get what we need after work. Suga nodded slowly, still sitting on the step in the hallway where he had put off his shoes. Haikyuu quickly whipped out his phone and typed the message as he entered the living room. He stopped confused when he noticed the other didn't follow. Koshi, my love, are you coming inside? His voice got this overly sweet edge to it he used to tease them. Yeah, sorry. The taller sighed, but acknowledged with relief that the teacher followed his example. Slowly, as not to startle him, he put his arms around his middle and pulled him into an embrace, kissing the soft spot beneath his jaw. It's okay. Whatever you're thinking about yourself, it isn't true. You shouldn't heal faster or be less frightened. All this is perfectly natural. The other nodded slowly and willingly leaned against Haikyuu's chest, who welcomed the gesture with a kiss on his forehead. I know. It's just frustrating. I can imagine. They stood in silence for a while, basking in one another's warmth, as Suga's breathing slowly calmed and fell in a matching rhythm to Haikyuu's. He sighed. Stupid people going grocery shopping at the same time we do. A chuckle resonated within the setter's chest, and he pulled him even closer into his arms. The audacity! Exactly! They laughed together as Haikyuu slowly separated them. Well, how about a game of chess? Suga raised an eyebrow. You hate chess. You always lose. The other huffed in feigned offense and crossed his arms over his chest. Mind you, maybe I've become better behind your back. I'm not stupid, you know. Of course I know that, love. But you're impatient. Another huff, and Suga reached out to place a soft kiss on his cheek. Still, who knows? Maybe I might just win today. He turned around to get the board, leaving Suga standing there more than a little perplexed at the action. The game didn't take too long, and although Haikyuu was a genius strategist on the volleyball court, he lost gloriously on the chessboard. Perhaps it was the fact that chess required you to sit still while thinking, while Haikyuu as an athlete preferred to be in the center of action, always in motion. He would never admit it, but in that point he was almost as bad as Hinata, just a little more controlled. The whole game, Suga tried to figure out why the sitter had even suggested it. It was very unlikely for him to suddenly improve. The frustration on his face showed that. A light, bubbly laughter filled the room as he understood. Haikyuu looked at him confused as he made his next move. For a moment he seemed to consider if it was the action itself, but went through with it regardless. Suga smiled, leaned over the board and stole a kiss from the bewildered-looking setter. Thank you. A warm smile tugged the tallest lips upward. Everything for you, my queen. A pink blush spread on Suga's cheek. You don't make this any easier, you know? He whined, coaxing another confused look from his boyfriend as he reached blindly for his knight on the board, moving him forward. Checkmate. Oh, come on. A frustrated groan escaped his lips, and Suga giggled in response. I was doing so well. Well, if it was your strategy to seduce your opponent, you did. He laughed again and Oikawa joined in, putting the game aside and pulling him onto his lap. You are impossible, love. Just honest. He silenced his protest with a soft kiss Oikawa gladly accepted. Thank you all so much for watching to the end. I hope you liked it. Consider to subscribe if you did so you won't miss out on anything in the future. And consider leaving a like and a comment if you did like it. I would greatly appreciate it. I cannot talk. Luckily I could for this video. Aside from that, I got a lot of worried messages being like, will you continue the fainting in front of the team challenge? Yes, I will. I will absolutely. I'm very sorry for this short hiatus. I got very mentally stressed out, and now I'm in the midst of finals, which stresses me for different reasons. So I can't promise too many uploads within the next 3 to 4 weeks. However, I will still try every Saturday, and I hope you liked it. Have a great and amazing day.